Greetings, everyone. I am Heidi Crocker, the Accreditation Manager, and I want to welcome you to the Accreditation Program Review Committee. This is a training process. This is our first one. So bear with us as we try to work this out for the first time. And we're trying to be collaborative and work together. So if you have issues or you need some help or you can't find something, please just reach out. We're trying to work together and we'll do the best we can to fix any issues that we might have. So this training session is going to consist of 4 modules. And these 4 modules are going to be spread out over the next couple of months, with the first one being from September 2nd to September 15th. And this one is really the introduction to the documentation that is used within the accreditation process. So kind of getting the big picture, get your feet wet, know what things look like. And then modules 2 and 3 will be done by our senior accreditation specialist, and they're going to take you through the process. And then the final module will actually be collaborating and working together to write an accreditation recommendation report. So this little orientation video is to get us kicked off and get us started. And so we're going to introduce you to the documents and give you some guidance on where you can find the resources that you might need. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you to get us started. And give me just a second. Here we go, sharing my screen. So you should be able to see my screen. There it is. And so we're going to talk about, this is an introduction to the IAYT accreditation documents. This first module is going to be into 3 sections. And there'll be 3 short videos for you to watch to help guide you through those sections. So this first one is, let me see if I can there we go. So our learning outcomes for this first one is that the first thing is that you're going to hopefully be familiar with our website. So our IAYT accreditation section of the website, specifically the information and materials section. So I'll show you where that is, and then you can take your time to explore it. You really want to start familiarizing yourself with the 2019 accreditation guide. That is the most current accreditation standards, educational competencies, and policies and procedures that we are working under. We have done a review process to update that standards, competencies, policies, and procedures, but it has not been approved by the board of directors yet. So at this moment in time, we are still working under the 2019, and we will have a lot of training and a lot of implementation time when those new updates get approved. So for now, we're going to become familiar with the 2019 accreditation guide. We're also hoping that you will be familiar with the documents that are utilized within the accreditation process. We want to ensure that the technology that's required to participate in a program review process is accessible to you. So if you find yourself having trouble accessing something, that as we go through this, we'll need to figure out how we can overcome those challenges. Okay. So the first thing you'll find on module 1 on the web page is a document that's called the Accreditation Program Review Committee Orientation Guide. And I have just put it up there, and I encourage you to download that and read it carefully. It is an overview of what this committee will be doing. It gives you an idea, it gives you a big picture of what your responsibilities are, so that as we go through this training process in the next 2 months, and we go deep into the details of that process, you will be kind of familiar with what we're talking about. Okay, it has a lot of terms in there. So download that and read it and make sure you understand what you're getting into in the responsibilities of the members of this committee. Once you've done that, we're really going to start exploring the accreditation resources. There are a lot on the website, and which I think is really interesting. I will be the first to admit the IAYT website is not intuitive, right? That's why we're going to kind of show you where to go, and hopefully you'll get used to it the best you can, okay? And at least know where the things are that are important to this work. So if we go to, so I'm going to take you through just real general to the IAYT website. And when you click on there, there's a lot of information that is especially with accreditation, that is available to the public. Don't even have to log in as a member school or individual membership. It's just available for those individuals, maybe program directors, maybe yoga therapists who are thinking about participating in an educational program, but also for students. So students can go through and they can find a lot of information out about the accreditation process. So this is what you would see when you click onto iayt.org. And we are going to focus here on accreditation. You can also find it up here on that scroll bar, if that's how you like to look at it, or you can, either way, you're going to get to the same place. Okay. So I'm going to click here for a minute. And the first thing I'd like to bring your attention to is this thing at the top, accreditation updates. Now, this accreditation updates, if you click there, this section is updated 4 times a year. So every season, we update this. So we'll be doing it fairly soon by the end of the month once we move into the fall season. And it just gives you a snippet, a little snapshot of what's happened over the last quarter, over the last 4 months. And or actually 3 months, what's happened over the last 3 months. And also it gives you, it'll give whomever is looking at it, if they want to sign up, if we're having reaccreditation or accreditation workshops, if we're doing a town hall, if we've changed something, maybe the fees have changed or anything it's new in the last few months. Or that we keep things up there that are really important for a little longer than that as well. But also we also put in the accreditation committee decisions and actions. So last quarter, from the spring to the summer, we had 2 new programs that were accredited, 1.1 yoga and Harmony Therapeutic Yoga. So that's kind of gives them a little accolades there as well. Now I'm going to show you there's multiple ways to get to the same thing. Okay, so our main 3 areas are the accredited programs. So anybody can go on there, and I'm going to show that to you. All the information and materials, that's where we're going to really focus, but also general application instructions to help guide someone through the process so they're not surprised. There's no surprises. There shouldn't be any surprises before someone actually starts through the program. If they've done their due diligence to try to educate themselves, and we'd also make a strong effort to educate them as well. So first, I'd like to take you to our accredited programs. If somebody was to click on there, we update these accredited program list every month. So, and there's a link to the program at the school. It has their school name, it has their program name, it has the country that they're listed in, and it has a link to their website. So a student who is interested in exploring, maybe they live in Greece and they want to look around, they can go and find the ones that are in Greece, and so on and so forth. So we have, right now, we currently have 69 accredited programs internationally in 14 countries. And we do have 3 accredited 300-hour Foundations of Therapeutic Yoga for Health Professionals programs. The second thing I'd like to show you is coming down here a little bit to the, not the big categories, but kind of into the smaller categories. If you'd like to meet the accreditation team, this is where you've already seen our pictures, right, of the staff. However, there is a page for the accreditation committee members with their short bios. And there will also be a page put up here by the first of the year with your photos and bios at this new committee. So that's the team. This is really an interesting link. I wish more people would look at it. We refer people there constantly. And it's really, what is accreditation about? How do we do it here at IUIT? Those questions that we get over and over and over again. So frequently asked questions is a good place to look around and get a better understanding of just what is programmatic accreditation and who can benefit from it, and so on and so forth, to get a good understanding. So I encourage you to look at the frequently asked questions. Accreditation updates, we already showed you where that was. You could get it, click here from this spot as well. And then we have two areas here. We have the forms and the templates that are going to be used. Now, these forms and templates that are going to be used, if you just take a glance at this, it says accreditation guide, application fees. But if you go here to resources, it's going to be the same thing. And here's why. Because at this current moment in time, the forms and templates that are available to the general public are only for the pre-application. So they can go in and they can download the four documents that they would need to submit for a pre-application. But once the pre-application is approved and they go into the actual self-evaluation report, those documents are not public facing. So we create, and we'll talk about this in the second section B of this module, but we create a Dropbox and we put documents in there that they need that are for accredited, for programs that actually have made the decision to go through this process. So we're going to talk about this in just a minute. So I'm going to come back out. So these two places are going to take you to the same place, as will the information and materials. So all of this is kind of, mixed around. So from a program perspective, which I think would be good for you all to look at, we have three different sections. Here's how the instructions go. The instructions are here. And they're in that same format that we just saw the FAQs. So it's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, all the way down. Self-evaluation report, same thing. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And then if they're doing the reaccreditation, I think this link might be broken. So I need to fix that link, but it's also going to take you to step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But I'll have that link fixed in the next few days. So that's really a great useful thing for programs. Not only do they have that information available here on the website at all times, they also meet with a senior accreditation specialist that goes through these steps, and they attend accreditation or reaccreditation workshop that also goes through these steps. So we try to triangulate, which is a word used in research, try to triangulate so that we've covered all the areas that, and there should not be surprises. Are there? Yes, people still have challenges and struggles, but we just keep trying to educate. And then where I would like you to really explore in this first few weeks is this section, which is the accreditation resources. So the 2019 accreditation guide we just talked about. So you're going to want to be sure to download that, make it available to you, or you can bookmark it on your browser bar, however you like to do it, but make that accessible to you. That is a document that you're going to need to reference over and over and over again, okay, as you start to learn to go through these processes. Because everything we do, every question that we have, every comment that we make, every approval or denial has to do with the standards and the competencies and our policies and procedures. So it's really important for you to understand that. There was some changes from 2019 to 2000, excuse me, from 2017 to 2019 with the standards. Most of our programs are on the other side of that, and everyone is working within the 2019 standards, but we've left this crosswalk up there for just a little bit longer for anybody who might need to see that. And then sometimes remember a initial accreditation award is 4 years, and a reaccreditation award is 6 years. And so in that period of time, 4 years to 6 years, things can change for a program. And some things that are all listed in our policies and procedures need to have approval before they happen. But some things they can make changes and they just need to let us inform us of that change. So we have what's called a change notification form that helps guide them in informing us or providing us the information that we need so that the accreditation committee can make a decision on if they approve that change or not. The application fees and advertising guidelines are here, and our accreditation fees are available for everyone. So if they aren't sure if they can afford it, then they can find that information out before they ever start the process. It's always there and available to the public. And then we have this area that is really a readiness assessment, a document to help guide a program who is considering starting an 800-hour yoga therapy program to see if they really are ready. A lot of people think, oh, all my students, my yoga teacher students have been asking for this, and I really think that I want to do it, but are they ready? Do they understand the educational process? Do they understand the liability? And I mean, there's a plethora of things that people need to think about before they start a program. So we've created this document for them. It's for their own use. It's for them, and we prompt questions to see if that they can ask themselves, and that they should contemplate with their faculty and the people developing the program to see if really they are ready, or if maybe they need to wait a little longer. So that's for their use. We also want to make sure that they have read the scope of practice of a yoga therapist. And also, not sure, I need to look at something here. Yes, it's the most recent updated one in 225. So that's what I wanted to see. And also the Code of Ethics and Professional Responsibilities. So those are under the certification, but the program director or somebody who's thinking about starting an educational program needs to understand what the product is, right? What those graduating students must know and what the expectations are. So we want them to look at those things and say, okay, am I really ready to start this educational program? And if they think they are, then they go down to step 2, which actually is providing them with the 4 documents that they will submit as a pre-application. And so you can look at those, you can download those and start to explore them. You'll never be reviewing those. Those documents are reviewed by the administration, the senior accreditation specialist, but you should be familiar with what they look like in the pre-application phase. Now, the first step is becoming a IAYT member school. So if there is a program director who wants to start this educational program, they have to register with IAYT as a member school. And that is step number one. When you go through those steps of the process, you'll see register as a member school. Once you get that member school number, then you can actually start that pre-application process. So this first step is for you to go through this website, understand it, know where things are. You don't have to memorize things, but you need to know where to get them if you should need them. You need to start studying the 2019 accreditation guide if you have not. And yeah, so good luck. And I'll be back in the section B with a short video to help support you. Have a great day.